Everyone, my name is Akurede Adenike. You are welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time of you coming to my channel, please like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for you to be notified each time I upload new video. If you are my old subscribers, I really appreciate you for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much. In this tutorial today, I would like to teach you how to draft basic sleeve pattern. This is the paper I'm using for the tutorial today, and these are my tools. I'm going to make use of this basic bodice pattern as well to get my armhole circumference. So let's get into it. This paper now, I'm going to mark 1 inch all around for me to create a box before starting my drafting. So I've already marked 1 inch all around it with the help of my pencil. So I'm going to mark it out now for you to see. Having created the box, I'm going to find the middle of this box and connect. Now that I've drawn the center of my box out, I'm going to name it as my center line. So I'll easily write it here, center line. This line now, I'm going to name it as my sleeve head. Now from my sleeve head, I'm going to measure out my sleeve length. My sleeve length is 22 inches. I'm going to mark it out. (22 inches), and I'm going to connect it like this and like this. Now this is my bottom line or my hem line. So from my sleeve head, I'm going to measure out my elbow line, and my elbow line is 13 inches, which is here. I'm going to connect it from my sleeve head here. I'm going to measure out my bicep line. To get that, I'm going to make use of my basic bodice pattern. Here is it. I have a video on how to draft it. I'm going to put the link in the box below. I've folded in my seam allowances for me to get my accurate measurement for my armhole, and I'm going to use my masking tape to hold it down before measuring it out, so that for me to get accurate measurement for it. So now this is it. So I will now measure out my original armhole line from the outside, not from the inside. This is my original armhole line. This is my seam line, which is on the outside, and this is my original armhole line, which is on the inside of it. So I'm going to measure it now from the outside, not from the inside, for me to get accurate measurement. I'll slowly measure it like this. Be careful while measuring, please, for me to get accurate measurement for my armhole. So what I have here now is 18 inches. So that 18 inches, I'm going to divide it by 3. That will give me 6 inches. So from my sleeve head, I'm going to measure out 6 inches. I'm going to connect it. So now this is my bicep line. So on my bicep line, I'm going to place my my upper arm circumference on it. My upper arm circumference is 13 inches. I'm going to divide it by 2. That will give me 6.5. So I'll easily place my 6.5 on this center line for me to mark my 13 inches out, which is like this and like this. So I'll now easily connect from this point to this point and from this point to this point for me to draw out my armhole curve for both front and back. Just like this. So I'm naming this side as my front and here as my back arm. So on my front line here, this slanting line, I'm going to measure what I have there. What I have there is 9 inches. If I divide it by 2, that will give me 4.5, which is here. So I'm going to also divide the 4.5 into 2. That will give me 2.25. And here too, I'm going to divide it by 2. That is 2.25. So I have 3 dots here now. So I'm going to do the same thing on this back line. Divide the 9 inches into 2. That is 4.5. I'm dividing 4.5 into 2 as well. 2.25, and here too, I'm doing the same thing, 2.25. So on my front here, on this first point, I'm going to mark 0.5 inch upward. 0.5, which is half of an inch, with the help of my pencil. I'll just dot it out. Here I'm marking 0.25 inward, which is here, and here to the last point I'm marking 0.5 inward. These 3 points that I've marked out, I'm going to connect it together with the help of my pencil before using my marker to make my job neat. So I'm going to connect it like this, and I'm going to turn my ruler on the other side like this for me to connect and finish it like this. So I'll now use my marker to draw it out for it to be clear to you. So make sure you are careful while marking it out. So I'm turning my ruler like this to finish it up, just like this. As you can see, my first point I marked out 0.75, which is here. On my second point, I'm going to mark 0.25 outside. On my third point, I'm going to mark 0.25 inward. I marked it inside. So let me connect it with my pencil. So I'm connecting both the 3 points together with the curved side of my ruler. Just like this. Sorry guys, my camera went off, but I'm going to explain all I did all over again. On my back part, I connected all the 3 points with the help of my pencil before using my marker to make it visible for you guys. So on my elbow line, I placed the circumference of my elbow, which is 11 inches. I divided it by 2. I placed 5.5 on this center line, and I dotted this place. I marked out this other side too on 11 inches to make it so what I have here now is 11 inches. I connected it with my armhole here. On the bottom line, which is the hem line, I placed circumference of my wrist there, which is 9 inches. I divided it by 2. That 4.5 inches, which is the half of my 9 inches, I placed it on my center line here before marking out the both side to make it 9 inches. So I connected it all through. That's what I did so far. Now that I've finished drafting out my basic sleeve, I'm going to add 1 inch for my side seam on both sides, 1 inch on the bottom side, which is M side, and 1 inch, half inch throughout my armhole here. So let me quickly do that for you guys to see. Now I'm done adding my seam allowance, so I'll now cut it out for you guys to see. Is it, I'm done cutting. As you can see, it's very nice and beautiful. Should in case what you have here, this original armhole line, is more than what is on the pattern paper, so this is what you will do. You easily cut this center line into 2, then stop it here. So also cut this side, as you can see, and this side too. I'm cutting it. So here is it. Just cut it like this. If it's what you have on your original armhole line on this sleeve pattern is more than what you have on your basic bodice pattern, whatever inches that may be, make sure you cut it like I did, like this, and measure that inches out. For example, maybe it is half inch now, which is 0.5 inch. I'm going to divide it by 2. That is 0.25. So that's 0.25. I'm going to place it on this center line and mark out 0.25 on both sides, which is there and here. So I'll now lap my, I've already cut it out. I'm going to lap it, let that point meet on this sleeve head before cutting it on the fabric. So I'm going to hold it down with my masking tape, and here too I'm going to hold it down with my masking tape. So having done that, I'll now confirm what I have again, if it is equal with this, so I'm good to go. But let's assume what you have on your armhole here on the pattern paper is smaller than what you have on your basic bodice pattern. You will have to widen it a little bit, just like this, with that 0.5. Make sure you get 0.5 at the middle here. So use the masking tape to hold it just like this. Be careful while doing that, for it not to be more than what you are expecting. So I'm using masking tape here too. So that's just it. Or better still, you can put your masking tape under it. Just make sure you get that 0.5 at the middle of both on the edge here. Make sure of that, please. Let it wide a little bit with that 0.5 inch. Make sure you confirm it before placing it on your fabric and cut out. So I'll just confirm it now. So exactly what I'm expecting. So this is how it will be. So you now confirm, make sure you confirm what you have here, and if it is enough for you, you are good to go. So this is where I'm stopping for today, guys. If you find my tutorial helpful, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel to support my channel. If you have any question pertaining to cutting and sewing, you can join me on my Facebook group, Details to Sewing, created by Akorede Adenike. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Akorede Adenike. Please show some love by liking and following my page on Facebook at Akorede Adenike Sewing Tutorial. Till I see you in my next video, guys. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye bye.